Show!
All right, that's an intro. I mean, I should have just had you do our intro from now on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the DB Media Podcast. I'm Brian.
Welcome, Milson.
And this psychopath is Dylan. So, we do have 5 movies to be reviewing today. We got Brewster's Millions. We have See No Evil, Hear No Evil, Last Breath, Companion, and Flight Risk.
You might want to cut out that last part.
What'd you say?
Welcome, Milson.
No, that's staying in. Okay. So.
It sounds too much like Massa.
No. Okay. So we're going to start off first with See No Evil, Hear No Evil. What'd you rate it?
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Go to 3. Tell me what you think about this movie.
I've always loved this movie, even since I was a kid.
Right.
Like, just a blind and a deaf guy trying to solve a murder, or not really solve a murder, they know who did it.
Just trying to clear their names.
Yeah, trying to clear their names.
I thought it was really funny. I will be honest, though, the jokes kind of got annoying after a while. By the end of the movie, I was annoyed with the whole...
Yeah.
Because, the whole movie is, again, one blind, one deaf man, and they can't... And he has to see his mouth to read his lips, and obviously, that sets up a lot of really funny jokes.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the movie, don't get me wrong. And I gave it a solid 3 out of 5. But by the end of the movie, I was like, all right, this is kind of getting a little too long. That they told this joke about 6 times already. Like, you can only do so much with that.
No, I feel like they did it right. That's the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not saying they didn't do it right.
I feel like if a blind and a deaf guy was trying to clear their names, that's probably how it would go.
And what's the actor's name in the movie?
Richard Pryor and
I know him. Don't put the other one.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder. They are perfect together.
Yeah, they have a bunch of movies together.
I didn't know that.
They're like... Yeah. They have like a crap ton of movies together.
I really like Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
I really like Richard Pryor. All in all, this is a fantastic comedy. It's hilarious. Some of the jokes just at the beginning. Like, I
want my friend to tell me what time it is.
Yeah, he's like, what time? Yeah, that's fine.
They got into a bar fight. And the deaf guy was telling him 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and he was just hitting at that time.
If you get beat up by a blind guy...
Okay, no, he had a deaf guy telling him where to hit.
I don't care. If you get beat up by a blind and deaf guy, just move countries. Like,
yeah.
The opening scene where they're like trying to communicate with each other, and he's like, "Do you have a problem, buddy?" And like he's like, "Who you?" And he like can't see him.
Yeah,
that was really funny. The scene where he leads the other blind guy across the street, the blind leading the blind right there.
Yeah. See, and then we're perfectly across the street, and they just walk into a truck.
It was honestly so funny. I really, really enjoyed just the chemistry between the characters, and the story was actually pretty good. To have the villain come out as blind at the end was really funny. Like, I really enjoyed that. All in all, solid film and a solid pick from you.
Yep.
Unless you want to say something else about it.
No, it was a good movie. Yeah, that's all I got on it.
Yeah, like I said, solid film.
Well, no, the scene where he's like, "You mean to tell me I'm not white?"
Oh my gosh, that is the funniest scene.
I gotta cancel my swimming lessons. He's like, "I feel white," and then he touches his hair. Oh God, does Dad know?
That's one of the... Okay, from that scene alone, this is one of the movies that couldn't be made today.
No.
Like...
Well, it could have been made today.
No. This movie would have been flagged for racism. Would have been flagged for making fun of people with disabilities.
I feel like this movie could make it today.
I don't think it could. Just like you couldn't make Tropic Thunder today.
No, you couldn't make Tropic Thunder today, but Tropic Thunder is... about a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Oh, we got to do that movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really, again, solid pick from you, bro.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, I'm good on it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to Brewster's Millions because I think we got a few things to say about this one. This one's good.
Yeah.
Rate it first.
I'm gonna give this one a 4, mainly because I think about this 4.5 because I think about this movie on a daily basis.
I gave it a 3.5. I could go 4. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I really liked it.
Now, is it like it's a great movie? But I think about this movie all the time. I just wish somebody had the balls to give me this challenge.
Right? This
Oh
challenge.
I think like anytime I'm at work and I'm just doing something super repetitive, and I don't have to think about what I'm doing or something like that. I'm just sitting there thinking about how would I do this challenge, like over and over again in my head.
For you at home who don't know, this movie is about it's Richard Pryor again.
Yeah.
Who
So he
yeah, you explain it.
so a long distance relative is going to leave him with all his money. So he has two options. He can either take the wimp clause and leave with $1 million, or he has 30 days to spend $30 million so he can have $300 million. And
by the end of the 30 days, you can't
at
anything.
the end of the 30 days, you're not allowed to own anything other than the shirt on your back. So, and you can't destroy anything that you buy. You can't. You can hire anybody you want to for however much money you want, but you have to actually get value from their job.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed to tell anybody either. You're not allowed to tell anybody what you're trying to do. So throughout the entire movie, his friends are trying to like,
hey, you need to ease back on your spending.
yeah, you need to buy these stocks and stuff. And he's like, no.
He's like, I can't make money. It was a really good movie. Do you understand how easy this challenge would be today?
Yeah, it'd probably be. It'd be easier than it was back then, but I don't think it'd be that.
I don't know.
Easy.
The most expensive Airbnb goes for like $90-some thousand a night.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd live in Vegas for a month.
Yeah, and then you can gamble. And that's another thing. You could gamble 5% and give 5% away to charity.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd gamble.
I'd gamble, but I'd do stupid gambles that I know would lose.
Yeah.
I go to a poker table and just bet it all on 7 deuce.
Yeah, but could you imagine like you get like a 3 and a 8. You just get like 3-8, and you just go all in, and everybody else is like they think. Before the first flop, everybody just goes all in, and you get a full house. 2 8s and a 3 pop up on the flop.
You go in with 8-3, and you're like, "I'll show you my cards." You flip them over, and everything's like, "I'm all in."
Yeah.
This challenge, I think it would be super simple today, but it makes for some really funny moments.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the one thing you could do is just rent a bunch of stuff. That's what he does in the movie.
Yeah, he rents everything. He rents his suits and everything.
Rents his cars. I would, you know how much you can rent like a very expensive sports car for? I'd rent like me and all my friends sports cars.
Well, you couldn't rent sports cars. You'd have to get value. You'd have to figure out a way to get value out of it. Well, I'd probably do like him. I'd go and buy a stamp collection and start mailing people letters and shit.
Right? Like the most expensive stamp, it was like what, like almost $70,000, something like that, and he mailed it to somebody.
Yeah,
he mailed it as an FU to him.
Yeah,
So there's this company in the movie that if he fails the challenge,
it's a law firm.
Firm.
If he fails the challenge, then they get the $300 million.
Yeah, so they're like giving him little obstacles to where he won't be able to spend the $30 million, and as kind of an FU to them, he buys the most expensive stamp ever and mails them a letter with it, which is really funny.
Yeah.
I love John Candy.
Yeah, John Candy's funny.
Yeah, the late great John Candy. He was one of my favorite actors in all these old movies, and he is so good in this film. Like, he's that one fat friend everyone's got. Yeah, he's the me.
You're no John Candy.
I am John Candy.
You're not John Candy.
But no, very, very, very funny film, and I would like to see a remake of this.
Yeah, well, that is a remake.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know.
The first one's like in black and white or something, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I would like to see a remake today.
Yeah. I still think. Yeah, I still think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Who would you have playing the main character in this one if it was a remake today?
I don't know. I think in the first one it was a white guy.
I would honestly go Kevin Hart.
Maybe. Yeah.
I would like to see Kevin Hart in this one. Or like a Ryan Reynolds or something.
Yeah, I honestly, Kevin Hart freaking out about his stocks doing well would honestly probably be pretty funny.
Right. But anything else you want to say about this film?
No, not really.
Again, another solid pick from you, dude. It was 3.5 for me, 4.5 for you.
I've still never given you a bad movie by accident.
You'll fall one of these days. Next one we're going to go with is the new movie by Mark Wahlberg, Flight Risk. What do you think about this film? Rate it.
All right. I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Same. We gave it 2.5. Now, what for you at home? We're going to do spoilers because all these the rest of these movies we're doing are fairly new, but we're going to go ahead and give spoilers because they're on streaming services or they've been.
Well, we had to rent these ones.
Yeah, but they're on streaming services to rent.
Yeah.
And the last one we're going to be reviewing that's in theaters. It's been in theaters for a few weeks now. But anyway,
I thought it had just come out.
I thought it was never 2 or 3 weeks. I could be wrong. I don't
know.
Anyway, Flight Risk for one is about a man who was an accountant for a mobster, and he gets caught in Alaska and is being sent back on this like 3-4 person plane, and their pilot is Mark Wahlberg, and he is a hitman hired by the mob who killed the real pilot. And it's him, the witness, and the deputy transporting him back to New York to testify. So he's got to make it to New York to testify. So what do you think about this movie?
Don't get me wrong. I liked the aspect of this movie. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Like it was. But what brought it down to a 2.5 for me, and I don't ever rate a Mel Gibson movie to a 2.5.
Oh yeah, directed by the great Mel Gibson.
I don't ever rate any of his movies at a 2.5, but like it didn't wrap anything up.
I agree.
Like
it was a big nothing.
Yeah. Like, oh, they made it to the ground.
Yeah.
Like I want to know what the hell happens at the trial.
What done it for me to rate it so low? Again, 2.5 is average for me. That's an average movie. Was what you said. It didn't wrap nothing up. Plus, the underusage of Mark Wahlberg. He was so underused, I felt like.
I mean, he kind of had to be.
Yeah, but they could have done a little bit more than what they did than just every time he would.
Well, every time he got loose, he was trying to fucking kill somebody.
Yeah, but every time he got the upper hand, it was like they quickly subdued him, and then he was tied up for 10, 15 minutes, and then he got out, and then he was tied up, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they could have been a little more creative with that. And
no, I feel like for what it was perfectly fine. Now, I would have been fine if, like, after credits rolled or something, they would have been like, Winston testified.
Yeah.
Maroney went to jail. Like, if they had done that, I would have given this movie maybe a 3.5, maybe a 4.
Right.
Because I like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. I like movies where I have to sit down and really pay attention to what's going on. That's what you have to do with this movie.
And they keep your attention.
Yeah.
The whole time you're sitting there to pay attention with it, like, you have no problem with it. Because I will admit, this movie's very suspenseful.
Yeah.
But they fumbled the ending.
Yeah. And I don't like that Mark Wahlberg's character just died. Like, that.
In a very anticlimactic way. I know Don't Get Run Over is not really anticlimactic, but it was. Like, he's the big bad guy, and you're going to have him get hit by a car.
Yeah. Really, justice was not served for him.
Not at all. I would want to see
his big deal. He would rather crash that plane and die than go back to prison.
Yeah, that was his big thing. Like, I would have much rather seen him get arrested.
Yeah.
That would have been a much better
because he's the bad guy, and that's not what he wanted.
Right, yeah. So to see him lose, like getting arrested, would have been perfect. Um, so although this movie, how it starts is they're in the air and she's talking to him and he has this kind of like Texas Southern kind of accent, and he's being real charming, and slowly the clipboard slides out from behind his chair, and the witness can see the name he provided is the real pilot's name, but his picture's not matching. So he keeps trying to flag down the cop and is like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. And it's really funny because she kind of pieces it together herself. Like, she's kind of picking up on little things he said, and then she kind of gives him some stuff that she would know, but he wouldn't know, and he tries to act like he knew, and she picks up on it. Like the pilot brought him in. She's like, well, if you've been doing this for a while, you probably know the pilot brought us, and she gave some name, and he said, oh, yeah, good feller, and she said, well, he would be, but he's a woman. And so, he had said something about, oh, it must be his sister or something like that. And he said, but you're not buying that. And as soon as he said that, I was like, oh, no, it's about to go down.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just, I didn't like the ending.
We will talk about the ending where they get to the ground safely. Like, she's having this.
I wouldn't say safely.
Okay, they crash land.
This is sort of crash land. Well, she does a terrible landing, and one of the wheels breaks off, and they're like scooting across the runway.
Mark Wahlberg flies out.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg flies out, gets hit by a fire truck or an ambulance one.
Fire truck, I think.
Yeah.
And whenever they get to the ground, and because Winston is the guy, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Who's the witness, and Mark Wahlberg got loose at some point in the plane and stabbed him like 2 or 3 times.
2 times.
Yeah, and so he's bleeding out, like he's passed out, he's dying. And they rush him to the ambulance, and she sees another hitman getting to the ambulance with him.
Yeah.
And she just has that bad feeling. She rips open the ambulance door, and he has like a paper bag over his head. Plastic bag over his head, and just like strangling him, and just point blank shoots him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what made me mad, is like, he's not safe.
Yeah. Like, just because you got to the ground doesn't mean like they still can't get to him.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like, it proved my point. Like, he's not safe until he goes into witness protection.
Right.
Like, that guy's still trying to kill him. Is he going to make it to trial?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
I would like to know that too. I'd like to know what happened with the trial. We did get some closure at the end whenever she's on the phone with the hitman was on the phone with somebody, and she picks up the phone. It's her boss.
Yeah.
Because that was another thing. Like, through the movie, she suspected both her bosses were in on it, and she confirmed which one was in on it by that, which I thought was a good ending. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I would have really loved to give this movie 3.5, 4, but it fumbled so hard. And I hate to say it about a Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah, it would have been a great movie if they didn't mess up the ending.
You know, Mark Wahlberg really shaved his head for this movie?
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. It's not a bald cap.
He suggested it. He's the one that come up to Mel Gibson and he's like, hey, I think I should shave my head for this.
Well, okay, you got to admit, he played a good psychopath.
Which I don't think he should have done that. Because, not saying that his character shouldn't have been bald, but they should have done something at least, because like right here, you can tell it's been shaven.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of gray.
Yeah. He plays a good psychopath.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a movie, I forget what it is. It's not the first movie he's played a villain in. He's got another movie with Reese Witherspoon.
Fear,
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's one of his first movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays a really good villain, but we know Mark Wahlberg's a great actor, but he was just so convincingly evil, like, and heavily suggested he was going to rape her. Like, he does a really good job.
Yeah, on the phone call, it said, yeah, we found what was left of Daryl Booth.
Yeah, like, he chopped this man up.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
Like, Daryl Booth is just a pilot.
Yeah, and all he needed was his, like, identification, and he went into his apartment and, like, cut him up.
Yeah.
Like, so to know
he
that...
He could have just tied him up and gagged him.
Nope, he's a psycho. And he plays a good enough psycho to make you actually hate him and to make you feel like, oh, he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Like, no, Mark Wahlberg's fan. Topher Grace is awesome in this movie.
Yeah.
I really
Topher Grace plays the same character in every movie, though.
He does. He's very comedic.
A fucking smart ass.
scrawny little feller who.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love Topher Grace. Because I'm very biased though, because I grew up watching that '70s show. That's one of my favorite sitcoms when I was little, or shows or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid 2.5 though. I wish they would have landed. No pun intended. I wish they would have landed that third act, but they landed it just about as good as she landed that plane.
That they did.
So we're on to Companion.
Yeah.
Tell me what you rated it.
I'm gonna just give it a 3.
I give it a 4.5.
3.
I enjoyed this movie a lot. Tell me what you think about it.
Thought it was pretty cool, but it's hard for me to wrap my head around robots getting sentience.
It's not hard for me to get to think that. It's hard for me to just root for robots in general.
Yeah.
Because this whole movie, I get it. Okay, there's an underlining metaphor here about a toxic relationship. Like, the whole movie is supposed to be some kind of metaphor for women staying in toxic relationships where they're controlled.
Is that the metaphor?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
I got that.
I thought he was just trying to reprogram his fuckbot.
That too, but that's the metaphor I'm getting. It's like, because
me why I enjoy movies more than you, because I don't look for metaphors.
I wasn't looking for metaphors, but I'm telling you, that one beats you over the head with like a hammer during the whole movie.
Well, it can't just be about women, because one of them was a gay robot couple.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, people
Gay
stay.
robo.
Okay, not
robosexuals.
Okay, not women then. Just people staying in toxic relationships in general.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know. That's the feeling I was getting through the whole movie, because the monologue she gives at the beginning and matching the one at the end, and you kind of see how the relationship plays off. Like, I don't know. I like this movie though.
Yeah.
I like Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid.
That's what I said.
You said Jake.
Oh, sorry, Jack Quaid. He is awesome. He is becoming.
He's getting out there.
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies lately.
Yeah. I want to go watch that Novocaine.
Novocaine looks really good. He's having movies back to back months in the theater because Novocaine.
Well, that's not the only thing he's been doing. He's been voice acting and stuff.
Yeah, I know that. But didn't he do like Superman or something?
Yeah, he's Superman in My Adventures with Superman. It's like an anime adaptation of Superman.
Okay, I've never seen that. You showed me clips of it though.
It's pretty good. They reference Dragon Ball a lot in it.
Do they?
Yeah.
The best thing he's ever done is The Boys.
Yeah.
But I really like this whole cast. Like, I think even the robots, like everyone who played somebody in this movie had good chemistry together. Like, you actually feel like they're friends, and like they do a good job portraying the robots as real people, because obviously they're real people.
Yeah.
The cop scene where they killed the cop, that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal.
Yeah. I wasn't really rooting for Jack Quaid, because again, he's a psychopath.
Yeah, but so he had his sex bot kill somebody.
Yeah. They tried to make it seem like it was more justified, like he thought he was a bad guy, but it wasn't. But then again, he just went on and killed
That's
other
true.
people.
Yeah, okay. I could have rooted for him if it was just the Russian guy and maybe that fat guy.
Well, the fat guy wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I'm saying, because it was an accident. I could have got behind all that. The cop was a little justified too.
Yeah,
because he had no control over that.
Well, he should have known better than to turn the aggression to 100%.
Yeah,
but
and he should have known better than to tell him, be like, "Hey, stop her." Yeah, when he stabs her in the back.
Yeah, he had no problem with it. He wasn't like, "Oh my God, what did you do?"
He just let her lay there and die.
Yeah, like maybe if he had been like, "Oh my God, I didn't mean fucking stab her in the back." Like, no, he didn't do anything about it. He just. And then the fact that he sat and tortured his robot.
Yeah, that was a little psychopathic right there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Put your arm out, put it in the fire." Like, yeah.
He's just a control freak.
That's what I'm saying. That's part of the metaphor.
Well, I think that's just saying that Jack Quaid is a control freak.
That's true too. He is. I think one of the absolute funniest parts of this movie was at the end of the movie when they're hauling the robot out, and he's like, "What do you think happened?" He said, "Oh, he modded it 100%."
Yeah.
Like they knew straight up. Like they was like, "This guy killed him." Like they
didn't know he killed him. Like they didn't know why why the robot. What do you think was making the robot act like that? And he said, "Oh, he modded it because he told him a story like the robot just went crazy."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Why do you think the robot was acting like that?" He fucking modded it.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And at the end, whenever he he makes her shoot herself and everything, and they're hauling her body out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's just her Wi-Fi antenna. Like her memories down here, they record everything."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh man, I'm caught."
Yeah. I was like, that was funny to me, because whenever you see something, you think like, yeah, shoot it in the head, like whether it's an alien or something like that. But their brain, like if it's a different organism, like their brains and stuff could just be anywhere.
Right.
Like the movie The Watch, they said,
"Oh my gosh, I love that movie."
Their brains are in the dicks.
That's why they had to keep shooting. I would have loved if the movie just ended there.
Yeah.
If it was being hauled out and the movie just ended right there, that would have been really funny. Like,
yeah, and that way he still could have got away, but no. I don't like how he died. It was a stupid way he died.
Or the
corkscrew thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked.
I don't think it would have been. There has to be some kind of like safety feature on that or something, right?
Yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. Like, there's no way it would have just pulled out a whole circle piece of his skull.
Right.
Like, at best, it would have drilled into his skull and it would have left like a little mark on it.
Like a little fragment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it might have gave him some brain damage or something if it went like completely into his skull. Like, the only way that would have worked, like is if it just kept drilling and started pushing that sucker into the side of his skull.
Right.
But I still don't think it would have worked because I don't think it would have drilled all the way like that.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't know if that would have worked either. That's still a cool death.
I just wish movies would get stuff right. You know?
Right. I don't know. This one definitely didn't have any like cool kills, but I think that was the coolest one because all the rest were just like stabs and stuff.
Yeah.
Would you watch a sequel?
Yeah, I'd watch a sequel.
I'd be interested in
I feel like this sequel's done, though.
Yeah.
I'm not this sequel,
Yeah,
but
I
I feel like
this
I feel like this movie's done. I mean, I would watch a spin-off movie.
Of another companion bot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which brings, I don't know, side question here. Did you ever watch Megan?
No.
Oh, well, Megan 2's coming out. We're going to review both of those.
Okay.
That's what this movie gave me, heavy Megan vibes. But yeah, a solid 4.5. I really enjoyed this. I watched it again last night, actually. So that was the second time I've watched it in a week. Which takes us to our last movie. Last Breath. I can't think of the name of it. What'd you rate Last Breath?
I'm gonna give it a 4.
Give it 2.5.
Really?
Yep. Don't get me wrong. It's a good movie. I really enjoyed this movie. So, for you, those of you who don't know, this is a true story about 3 divers who dive into the ocean to...
Yeah. One of them gets... they dive during a storm, and one of them gets left behind without any oxygen. And they got to pull him up. And he is at the bottom of the sea for like 40 minutes with no oxygen.
Yep. They call it like the umbilical cord. His umbilical cord snaps. So he loses light, oxygen, heat, everything. And it's a rescue mission. They have to try to, because the boat's navigational system messed up due to the storm, and it completely throws the boat off, and they kind of drift past where, like, his last known location. So they have to try to get back there and rescue him. And it's pitch black dark, and he only has 10 minutes of reserved air, but he's on the ground for like 40-some minutes. So,
yeah.
And he survives. All right. So
What surprised me was like he didn't take any brain damage or nothing.
That's
like
what
that.
I said. We were watching this in the theater. I said he's gonna be a vegetable. That's what's gonna happen.
Like, I thought he was going to be retarded.
Yeah, but no, he was fine. Like,
Yeah.
um,
They said something like scientists are still puzzled by this anomaly. They say it most likely has something to do with the pressure and temperature of where he was at.
because it was like below freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a YouTube video of a popular storyteller on YouTube called Mr. Ballin. He actually does a very in-depth video on the whole actual events, it's a really good video. So I suggest going and watching that. The movie star was Woody Harrelson, and I don't remember the other guy's name who was the actual diver. And then one of the other divers is the guy from that Marvel movie. What's it called?
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. That's it. But yeah, this cast was great. Woody Harrelson, you can't mess with Woody Harrelson. You just can't.
Yeah.
He's fantastic in every movie he does, and he brings a real feel of emotion to this role, and they all do. Like everyone is phenomenal, and they actually make you care about the divers because they seem like they care about each other. So
Yeah.
it's a really good movie. Just a 2.5, just because. I don't know. It's a little. I mean, I get like there's only so much they can tell, but it's kind of short to me. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of straightforward. Like
I feel like it told what it needed to. And
no, I did. Yeah, I did too. I wasn't blown away by it or nothing.
No, like I don't think you need to be blown away by a movie for it to be good.
No, I'm not saying that at all. 2.5 is a good rating for me.
Yeah, but I'd watch this again.
Oh yeah, for sure. I may watch it once or twice, depending on the only way I'd watch it again is if someone I know was like, "Hey, I've never seen that. Let's watch it." And I'd watch it with them then. But on my own time, I probably wouldn't watch it again. But yeah, so the thing that baffled me was he goes back to work after 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, like how do you go back to work after that?
Do you understand? I would be flipping burgers at McDonald's.
Oh my, like I don't see how you could just go back to doing the same thing after
you died, just about.
Yeah, after you almost died.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I almost wreck on my way to work, I'm not going back. It's an omen. I'm not going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is my 2 biggest fears ever. I'm highly, highly claustrophobic. Like, I hate being in tight spaces, and I'm scared to death of the ocean. Those are my 2 biggest fears, and they were both present in this movie. This was an anxiety ride. Like, it was wild. Because could you imagine being miles and miles underwater in the pitch black dark?
Yeah, I thought at one point I was thinking, wonder how long it'd take him to swim to the surface.
Too long. It's like miles, ain't it? Like,
yeah, I think I don't know. I think they're like 2 miles under the ocean.
That's ridiculous. I've been to the beach multiple times. If I get above right here, above my neck, I ain't going out no farther. If I can't touch the ground, if one wave comes and picks me up, I'm like, all right, that's it. I'm going back.
I don't know. Wave to pick you up would be a pretty big ass fucking wave.
Funny. Fat floats.
Whatever you say.
But no, it was a solid movie. Definitely, if you are claustrophobic and terrified of the ocean, this is one you might want to skip.
No, it's a good movie. You should watch it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Just they told the story really well, and the fact that they showed, I love when movies do this, when they showed real pictures at the end and real videos.
Oh yeah, I like when movies based on true stories do that too.
Just to give you I don't remember, I think Deepwater Horizon. Have you ever watched Deepwater Horizon?
No.
It's a Mark Wahlberg movie about the oil rig that blows up. I think they did that at the end of that.
They did that with Lone Survivor.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did.
Lone Survivor is such a good movie.
Yeah, but another reason I gave this movie a 4 is like they all have all the main characters have an incredible range of emotion.
Absolutely. Like I fully agree because the actors playing them very they portray them well. That because they go from like I don't know every emotion in this film they make you feel it.
They do.
Like the worry, the excitement, the everything that is carried heavily with Woody Harrelson. Well, the three divers.
Yeah, the I forget his name. The diver that went under. He played a really good dead guy.
He played a really good dead guy.
You know.
Okay, here's one thing I want to say too. Whenever they were underwater looking at him with this like drone thing, I think that was real footage.
I'm not sure. You'd have to Google it.
I would have to because I was watching the Mr. Ballin video the other day, and it was the exact same footage.
Movie magic. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay, we're back. So that
Googled it.
We have Googled it. That was real footage.
Yeah, it said all the body cam footage was real and the drone footage was real.
Yeah. See, I was watching the Mr. Ballin video the other day because he done like a remastered version since the movie came out.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it, and I was watching it while I was cleaning, and I was like, that looks just like the movie we watched. I was like, that has to be real footage, and so that's really cool.
Yeah.
I really like that a lot.
Yeah, it was all real footage.
And again, I just can't believe this guy was underwater for 40-some minutes, no air, nothing, in the pitch black dark. I thought it was really cool that he chained himself to the top.
Yeah.
Like, his thinking was, at least my family will find my body.
Yeah.
Like, so he clips, like when he passes out, he knows he's passing out, he quickly clips himself to the top of the structure they're working on, which was really good part of the movie and really smart on his behalf.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to say about this film?
No, I'm good. That's all I got for it.
So next week we're going to be changing it up a little bit. We're going to only be watching one movie. We'll be watching Mickey 17.
Yep.
But we are going to be getting caught up on all the new shows coming out. We're going to be reviewing the first 3 episodes of Daredevil. Going to be reviewing all of Invincible, especially the new season that came out, because we never talked about Invincible.
Yeah.
And we're going to be reviewing Reacher.
Yep.
So all those are like the new top shows that are out right now. And then the week after that, we might do Landman. You ever heard about that one yet?
No.
So it's the Billy Bob Thornton movie about the oil rig guys. About the
movie?
No, it's a TV show.
Oh.
It's like the big show right now that's kind of like replaced Yellowstone.
Okay. I've seen clips from it.
I have too, and it's been suggested, and I think that would be something that would be really cool to review.
Yep.
But yeah, the next episode is going to be our TV show episode, and after that we're going to be reviewing a new episode of Daredevil every week as it comes out. So yeah.
So if there's any movie that you guys want us to watch and maybe a review, just go ahead and comment it, and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If anyone would like to see us do a movie, like you said, just leave a comment. We will definitely check it out.
If you comment a movie we've already reviewed, we know you don't watch the show.
But yeah, that's all I got to say on all those movies. We had some really good movies this week. I thought they were all great.
Yeah, there's all good movies.
Normally when we do that, we
usually come across one movie that one of us does not like.
But I think we all just had average or better ratings on all of them.
Yeah, these was all pretty good movies.
Okay. Well, like, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all next week.
All right, later, boys.
Later.